And we are back to Joni Mitchell. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. I will be reacting to and giving you my commentary on Court and Spark, the album from 1974. Now, this is a coffee request by one of my Patreons, Raymundo. Thank you so much. So I'm going to read what he says here. Along with Blue, it is her other highly acclaimed and influential album, and was the most commercially successful of all the albums she released. It differs from the sparse acoustic folk sound of Blue and has a more lush pop jazz fusion sound, featuring Tom Scott's LA Express as backing band. I don't think I am familiar with them. The album was a pivotal shift for Joni away from the folk sound of her 1978 to 1972 albums towards more jazz-influenced style, and she continued deeper into experimental jazz fusion projects during the rest of the 1970s with albums like The Hissing of Summer Lawns, 1975, Hehira, 1976, and Don Juan's Reckless Daughter, 1977. Court and Spark was a very influential album, and a large number of singer-songwriters cite the album as impactful upon them. A few notes about some of the tracks here. Help Me was her biggest hit single and her only top 10 hit, peaking at number 7 on the Billboard chart. Free Man in Paris is a song about producer, record executive, and friend of Joni's, David Geffen. It's a song she wrote about him escaping his busy, high-pressure life of making hits and launching careers with a vacation to Paris. That sounds very pleasant. Track 4 and 5, People's Parties and Same Situation, run together as a single track without pause between them. So it's best to just let them both play as one. So I'll try to remember this. 4 and 5. Okay. The last two tracks of the album, Trouble Child and Twisted, also run together. Okay, last two. Twisted is a cover of the 1952 original by jazz vocalist Annie Ross. All right, thank you so much for the context here. So, I have reacted to Joni Mitchell a bit before, including the entire album Blue, and that was a while ago, and some other songs here and there that she did live at the BBC. But it's been a while. I mean, 4 months, but it feels like it's been years. So I need to kind of get back into her space, and what better way to do it than with this album? Okay, it's just I was gonna read this same information. I usually do that for the albums, but I think we got enough context by Raymundo. So 11 songs here, 37 minutes. All right. Well, we're gonna do it. Just so you guys know, I am now doing daily live art streams on my main YouTube channel and Twitch if you want to see me drawing in real time. And if you have interesting videos you'd like me to watch or albums, feel free to head over to my Coffee app or the Patreon. I really appreciate it. All right, so first song here, Court and Spark. Grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on, and let's begin.
Love came to my door with a sleeping roll and a madman's soul. He thought for sure I'd seen him dancing up a river in the dark, looking for a woman to court and spark. He was playing on the sidewalk for passing change when something strange happened. Glory train passed through him, so he buried the coins he made in People's Park and went looking for a woman to court and spark. It seemed like he read my mind. He saw me mistrusting him and still acting kind. He saw how I worried sometimes, I worry sometimes. the guilty people, they said they've all seen the stain on their daily bread, on their Christian names. I cleared myself, I sacrificed my blues, and you could complete me, I'd complete you. His eyes were the color of the sand in the sea, and the more he talked to me, the more he reached me. But I couldn't let go of LA, city of the fallen angels.
Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Before we go on to the next song here, just gonna give quick commentary after each track so that, you understand what I'm thinking. So, first song, Chord and Spark. Kind of a passive song. I think it's very nice way to guide us into the album, starting off softly with the piano and then kind of ramping up, but still throughout it feels kind of casual, and yeah, like I said, it's very very nice and soft way. One of the lyrics here, she says, his eyes were the color of sand and the sea. I wonder if this was the inspiration for the album cover, as it's literally the color of sand, and we see some of the mountains over there. I'm actually trying to figure out what the illustration is here. Does anyone know? I feel like this happened, maybe I reacted to one of the songs from this album before, and I was captivated by the art, and I was like, what is going on? It's like an optical illusion type of thing. Maybe I'll get it at some point throughout this. But yeah, it sounds like there was this man who, was making some advances, trying to court her and spark her life, and she seemed to accept it. She was welcoming about it, but at the end she said, I couldn't let go of LA, city of the fallen angels. Like she wanted to be with him, but she would rather stay in the city. The city, came first to her. And actually the songwriting here reminds me just a bit, not to compare, to Natalie Merchant, which I've reacted to many, many times. Her albums and, her time with the band 10,000 Maniacs from the 1980s and her solo work in the 90s. I see a bit of like a connection there. I don't know if Natalie was maybe inspired by Joni Mitchell, but yeah, let's continue here. So next song, Help Me. Help! I need somebody help. Not just anybody help. I need someone. Okay, that's probably enough. I'm scaring people. All right.
Help me, I think I'm falling in love again. When I get that crazy feeling, I know I'm in trouble again. I'm in trouble, 'cause you're a rambler and a gambler and a sweet-talking ladies' man. And you love your loving, not like you love your freedom. Help me, I think I'm falling in love too fast. It's got me hoping for the future and worrying about the past. 'Cause I've seen some hot places come down to smoke and ash. We love our loving, not like we love
I like that.
freedom. us flirting around, flirting and flirting, hurting till we love our loving, but not like we love our freedom.
Oh man, I didn't get it in time. Hold on. Go back. Please go back. Okay. Help me, I think I'm falling. Okay, she didn't sing it exactly like that, but it's a very catchy hook right from the beginning. And I think this is, I mean, only heard two songs. This is best song, or at least my favorite so far. And it's gonna be hard to top this because I feel like it has such a melodic feel to it. And this is, jazz fusion, as I read before. So far, the album seems a lot more open and brighter compared to the Blue album, which was, of course, I would say like deeper, like more what's the word I'm trying to think of? Yeah, I mean, like it wasn't necessarily sad, but it had this vibe about it that was, blue. It's just, not to be redundant, but it was more like, and in terms of like the instrumentation, it was more just kind of close, tighter, I guess. This is more like, okay, I'm going to explore a little bit more of different sounds. And I don't listen to a lot of jazz. It just doesn't get recommended a lot on the channel and I don't come across it. So it's not like I know much information, but this type of jazz I would say I enjoy because it's smoother, it feels calm. It's not as like, let's say, I mean, I don't know what like the different subcategories of jazz are, but for the most part when I think of jazz, it's like very loud, very like pop in your face, like a lot of trumpets or instruments that resemble trumpets, similar to that. But this one is just kind of like, more laid back with the nice percussion and yeah, just kind of a chill approach. So this one, she is now falling in love. She says, "Help me. I don't know if I want to do this." And the last lyrics here: "We love our loving, but not like we love our freedom." Right? So it's like, yeah, we like each other. We have something going on, but then again, maybe I'd rather, have my personal space and I don't know if I want to commit. I feel like I have heard this song before. Did I react to it? Help me, I did. Yeah, Smoothly Falling in Love. Help me, I did react to this 5 months ago. That's why I was like, this is kind of clicking. This may be my favorite song by Joni Mitchell, if I remember correctly. Okay, so let's continue here. Free Man in Paris, which was about the producer here. Just going back to the comments from Raymundo, I wanted to see which one he said was the most successful again. It was Help Me. Yeah, I figured. It just has the sound that would appeal, commercially and for a lot of people. Okay, we continue. Free Man in Paris.
Somebody calling you down. I do my best and I do good business. There's a lot of people asking for my time. They're trying to get ahead. They're trying to be a good friend. of mine. I was a free man in Paris. I felt unfettered and alive. There was nobody calling me up for favors, and no one's future to decide. You know I'd go back there tomorrow, but for the work I've taken on, stoking the star maker machinery behind the popular song. I deal in dreamers and telephone screamers. Lately I wonder what I'd do it for. If I had my way, I'd just walk through those doors and wander down the Champs-Élysées, going cafe to cabaret, thinking how I'll feel when I find that very good friend of mine. I was a free man in Paris. I felt unfettered and alive. Nobody was calling me up for favors. No one's future to decide. You know I'd go back there tomorrow, but for the work I've taken on, stoking the star maker machinery behind the popular song.
She said it perfectly. I mean, based on the description that I read, this really paints a picture on how this guy is feeling. I was a free man in Paris, right? I could get away from, people calling me and this everything I have to do. I'm a very busy man. I mean, I could only imagine if you're an executive, right, in the music industry, and you're always trying to make business deals. People need you. You need people. You always have to be connected. You have to be super social and, to be able to get things going, right? So I imagine he has so much in his head. I couldn't imagine doing a job like that. And back in the 70s, though, no cell phones. So he would just say, I'm taking a vacation. I'm going to be gone for a little bit, and I can be, on vacation mood. Nowadays, I don't think you can get away. It might be tougher nowadays because, you're always going to have your cell phone. You can turn it off. You can go to Paris or whatever. But if people need you, then they're going to get to you. So you're still going to get the emails on your phone, the calls, the texts, the messages, all that. So, yeah, this makes me think of an era where we didn't have to be so dependent on that device. And I've talked a lot about that in different videos that come up with references like that. And I'm just like, I wish I could get away from it a little bit, right? I know we need it. We need the technology. I need the computer. I need YouTube. I need, the comments and stuff like that. But yeah, just to be able to, maybe in my dreams, right? Just get away, go to Paris. Although it wouldn't be like the first place that comes to mind if I wanted to get away from like everything going on in life. It would not be Paris because it's a very bustling city, I imagine. I would be like, I want to go to, a warm place, maybe Canada, someplace in Canada. I was gonna say Alaska, but it's a bit too cold. I prefer warmer places, so I would have to figure it out. But anyway, yeah, I definitely, I understand everything in the song. And the part, I don't know why I always gravitate towards the end of the songs. Maybe she has, she leaves a lot for the end most of the information. And there's this line here that says, you know, I've go back there tomorrow, but for the work I've taken on, stalking the star maker machinery behind the popular song. That's such an interesting way to put his job description, right? He's in charge of, I guess, stalking the star maker machinery, the music industry, behind the popular song. Huh. All right, I could kind of picture this guy in my head, what he would look like, you know, back then, with the suit, maybe the glasses, he's smoking a cigarette, right? Kind of, you know, a nice watch, fancy man, doing business deals. All right, people's parties. Now this is the one that goes together with the same situation, so I'll let them play continuously. All right.
People at this party, they've got a lot of style. They've got stamps of many countries. They've got passport smiles. Some are friendly, some are cutting, some are watching it from the wings. Some are standing in the center, giving to get something. Photo beauty gets attention, and her eye paint's running down. She's got a rose in her teeth and a lampshade crown. One minute she's so happy, then she's crying on someone's knee, saying, laughing and crying, you know it's the same release. I told you when I met you I was crazy. Cry for a song, beauty, cry for Eddie in the corner.
Laughing and crying, it's the same release. That's kind of blowing my mind.
Laughing and crying, you know it's the same release. I told you when I met you I was crazy. Cry for a song, beauty, cry for Eddie in the corner, thinking he's nobody, and Jack behind his joker, and Stone Cold Grace behind her fan, and me in my frightened silence, thinking I don't understand. I feel like I'm sleeping. Can you wake me? You seem to have a broader sensibility. I'm just living on nerves and feelings, with a weak and a lazy mind, and coming to people's parties, fumbling, deaf, dumb, and blind. I wish I had more sense of humor, keeping the sadness at bay, throwing the lightness on these things, laughing it all away. Laughing it all away.
Nothing.
Laughing it all away. Laughing it all
away. It goes right into the next song.
Again and again the same situation, for so many years, tethered to a ringing telephone, in a room full of mirrors, a pretty girl in your bathroom, checking out her sex appeal. I asked myself when you said you loved me, do you think this can be real? Still I sent up my prayer, wondering where it had to go. With
Just a quick pause here because she said, with heaven full of astronauts and the Lord on death row. You almost never hear about astronauts in songs nowadays because, you know, they're kind of, I guess, I mean, they're, I guess, coming back a little bit in style, in fashion. But this is 1974, so it was a big deal, right? When we landed on the moon, I think it was 1969. So this early 70s was there's a big hoopla of astronauts. I think that was trending back in the day. So just to see it, you know, in lyrics, it's like a product of its time, right? And again, something you probably wouldn't see today. So I find that interesting.
You've had lots of lovely women. Now you turn your gaze to me, weighing the beauty and the imperfection to see if I'm worthy. Like the church, like a cop, like a mother, you want me to be truthful. Sometimes you turn it on me like a weapon, though, and I need your approval. Still I send out my prayer, wondering who's there to hear. I said, send me somebody who's strong and somewhat sincere. With the millions of the lost and lonely ones, I call out to be released. Caught in my struggle for higher achievements and my search for love that don't seem to cease.
She's got a very particular way of delivering the vocals, and it feels kind of fast for the era because, you know, I've noticed it in most of her songs that the way she kind of sings, it's almost like she's talking fast at times in terms of the speed. So instead of going like, dun, I mean, how do I even describe it? Like back then, I mean, this is, well, I'm going back to like the 50s here, 50s or 60s. People used to sing like this. I don't know, Frank Sinatra, for example. But Joni Mitchell is like, I'm trying to tell you this. Dun, 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 dun. Like, it's really almost feels kind of rushed as she's trying to get through the lines. But then at times she kind of slows it down, especially on the last note. And then she might have like a very long vocal. And then she's like, it reminds me a bit of who is this other singer? Chapman, Tracy Chapman. She sings "Fast Car," which, by the way, never reacted to her, and I'm curious to find out more because I don't know much, but I do know that she has a very cool voice. It's a lot deeper, of course. Like I'm not comparing the color or the tone of the voice to Joni Mitchell, but the way that, you know, she was singing it, like dun, 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 dun. I don't know, that maybe there's a connection there, but that's what I thought of. You know, so we got back-to-back songs here, people's parties, and the same situation. So it feels like when she was talking in people's or singing people's parties, that she felt uncomfortable being social, that she's more of like a shy person, and she said that she wished she had a better sense of humor. So it's almost like she doesn't fit in with the, you know, with these types of parties. Maybe back then, you know, with the music industry, as it happens now, of course, it always happens that there's like these groups, these little like a niche, I guess, of even in the music industry, right? They have the elites, they have the favorites, and it's like, okay, come hang out at the after party, the VIP or whatever, and maybe you don't feel comfortable, you feel out of place, and it's like, what? These aren't even, these people don't even seem like real or legitimate. That's kind of what I'm getting. You've had lots of lovely women. Now you turn your gaze to me, weighing the beauty and the imperfection. Weighing the beauty and the imperfection. Does it, is she worth it? Yeah, literally, to see if I'm worthy. Like the church, like a cop, like a mother. You want me to be truthful. Sometimes you turn it on me like a weapon, though, and I need your approval. The same situation. Still, I sent up my prayer wondering who was there to hear. I said, send me somebody who's strong and somewhat nice. I mean, somewhat sincere. When she said this line over here, send me somebody, it reminded me of Freddie Mercury. Like that type of vocal. Who's strong and somewhat sincere. With the millions of the lost and lonely ones, I called out to be released, caught in my struggle for higher achievements and my search for love that don't seem to cease. That is the struggle, right? Of many musicians. I've noticed that throughout so many. I mean, just the other day, I was, since I reacted to Linda Ronstadt, right? How she never kind of found her love. She was in many relationships, but she struggled with love. Karen Carpenter struggled, and so many others, right? And it's tough when you're in that industry. You're always rushing, you're very busy, and you don't know if you could trust the people around you, because obviously they're there, because of your music, your fame, your success. So what is really true, right? All right. Next up, Car on a Hill. Oh, this is jazzy.
I've been sitting up waiting for my sugar to show. I've been listening to the sirens and the radio. He said he'd be over 3 hours ago. I've been waiting for his car on the hill. He makes friends easy, he's not like me. I watch for judgment anxiously. Now where in the city can that boy be? Waiting for a car, climbing, climbing, climbing the hill. He's a real good talker, I think he's a friend. Fast tires come screaming around, but there's still no buzzer, they roll on, and I'm waiting for his car on the hill. It always seems so righteous at the start, when there's so much laughter, when there's so much spark, when there's so much sweetness in the dark.
Okay.
Waiting for a car, climbing, climbing, climbing the hill.
What does this remind me of right here?
It always seems so righteous at the start, when there's so much laughter, when there's so much spark, when there's so much sweetness in the dark. Waiting for a car, climbing, climbing, climbing the hill.
these switch ups. There's some like unexpected switch ups in the sound design here. You're thinking, oh, it's going, here, but then like in the middle of this, there was a this bridge that became more atmospheric, and I was like, what are these instruments? Like I was trying to picture what are they even playing here, right? Because it's not super obvious. It's not like, oh, okay, this is exactly a guitar solo, or we're listening to the keyboard or a saxophone. It was just like these little touches of instruments, and like I guess this horn that becomes more of like more like a hum, like this slow hum that is taking you places, and you're like, what's where are we go? What is happening, right? And that sounds like it could have been something from the Beatles in their experimental era, and even Frank Zappa, which I've reacted to recently. The reactions are up there if you guys are interested, and people have been, I didn't know he was that like prominent. I had heard the name, and people are like, no, 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 you need to check this. And also very interesting, very peculiar style as well. So it sounds like something he would have done in a more like, not as loud fashion. I wonder what she thought about them. What Joni Mitchell thought about the Beatles and Frank Zappa. Huh. And again, it's talking about love, which I'm assuming the whole album, it's called Court and Spark. And so how she describes it here, when there's so much laughter, when there's so much spark, when there's so much sweetness in the dark, this sounds like a poem right there. When there's waiting for a car, climbing the hill. I've been sitting up waiting for my sugar to show. The car on the hill. So it's like maybe like she has a thing with this guy, and they always meet up at the hill, and he gets there in his car, and that's when they embrace, when they get together. Sounds like it. Again, I'm painting the imagery in my head, but it sounds a bit, sure, lovey-dovey, but at the same time mysterious. All right, next up, Down to You.
Everything comes and goes, marked by lovers and styles of clothes. Things that you held high and told yourself were true, lost or changing as the days come down to you. Down to you, constant stranger. You're a kind person, you're a cold person too. It's down to you.
Sorry to pause it so early, but just so I don't forget, because if I keep waiting, then I forget what I was gonna say. Yeah, in the previous song with the harmonizing, I really enjoy how she has been doing that. I don't know if it's harmonizing with herself or if there were backup singers, but it's just something that I don't know. I had heard somewhere, and I'm trying to put it together. It's like, who has done this? What song? Like, what does that remind me of? And at the beginning of this song, the way she's singing here, it reminds me of Carole King, which I reacted again a while ago. I haven't gone back, but very similar to her voice in here. I don't know if maybe Carol covered one of Joni Mitchell's songs or vice versa, but yeah, I just found that connection.
You, constant stranger, you're a kind person, you're a cold person too. It's down to you. Go down to the pickup station, craving warmth and beauty. You settle for less than fascination. A few drinks later, you're not so choosy. When the closing lights strip off the shadows on this strange new flesh, touching the night to you like a fig leaf, you hurry to the blackness and the blankets to lay down an impression and your loneliness. In the morning, there are lovers in the street. They look so high. You brush against a stranger and you both apologize. Old friends seem indifferent. You must have brought that on. Old bonds have broken down. Love is gone. Ooh, love is gone. Written on your spirit, this sad song.
Love is gone. I feel like I'm in a movie. This is what I'm saying with the like I hear something like this, the beautiful arrangements, right? How I mentioned I felt like I was in a movie like Alice in Wonderland or something like that, just very nice and surreal. I hear the so the instrumentation, do 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 do, very nice. You know, kind of like maybe something the Carpenters would have done, but then they throw in there just like a little like like an alien starts to come in, and it is that contrast of like I guess a hybrid, a fusion as they call it, jazz fusion, perhaps. So right now this seems like if you were to combine yeah, like the Carpenters and Frank Zappa, and you get something like this. Something, I mean, that's how I'm describing it, you know. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not a professional. I'm just a casual listener, but yeah, it's odd. It's like a synth. The piano is very nice.
Nothing comes and goes. Pleasure moves on too early and trouble leaves too slow. Just when you're thinking you finally got it made, bad news comes knocking at your garden gate, knocking for you. Constant stranger, you're a brute, you're an angel. You can crawl, you can fly too. It's down to you. It all comes down to you.
This kind of sounds like the work of a composer when I'm thinking about the instrumentation and how it could be, for example, a movie soundtrack, right? A film score, as they call it, because of all the little intricacies going on there, and they're creating this soundscape, and it's a, you know, they take their time with it. It feels very like expanding, and how you're just kind of taken along for the ride, right? So you're not you don't have this expectation, okay, like, all right, let's continue the song here, or what's the structure. It's very free, it's very open. It's just like, oh, we have this part over here now, you know, whenever we decide we're going to continue the song, right? It just is the way it is. And the piano is very prominent in the song. In most of these songs, actually, it kind of goes back and forth with the piano, and other songs more the guitar. And the way they're playing the piano here reminds me of this. I think I reacted to him. Yes, I reacted to one of his songs. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Some people, that's just the way it is. Some people never change. Bruce Hornsby. I think that's the guy that I'm thinking about. That is well regarded as a amazing pianist as well as a singer. Kind of sounds like something he would have done. Okay. All right. Next up here, just like this train.
I'm always running behind the time, just like this train, shaking into town with the brakes complaining,
Huffing and puffing.
I used to count lovers like railroad cars. I counted them on my side. Lately I don't count on nothing, I just let things slide. The station master shuffling cars, boxcars are banging in the yards. Jealous lover will make you crazy if you can't find your goodness, 'cause you lost your heart. I went looking for a cause, or a strong cat without claws, or any reason to resume, and I found this empty seat in this crowded waiting room. Everybody waiting. Old man sleeping on his bags, women with that teased up kind of hair, kids with the jitters in their legs, and those wide, wide open stares. And the kids got this fold up sink and these rocks and these cactuses going by and a bottle of German wine to drink. Settle down into the clickety-clack with the clouds and the stars
Clouds.
to read. Dreaming of the pleasure I'm gonna have, watching your hairline recede, my vain darling, watching your hair and clouds and stars. I'm rocking away in a sleeping car. This jealous loving's bound to make me crazy. I can't find my goodness, I lost my heart. Oh, sour grapes, because I lost my heart.
That little riff right there, do-do, 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 that creates a bit of tension. It sounds like something you could hear in like a detective movie. You know, it's late at night, they're sneaking in, trying to find the evidence and whatnot, and it's just like, okay, what's gonna happen? Are the people gonna find out? Is someone gonna turn the lights on? So this is what I'm saying with the different like combinations of like, yeah, okay, we have a nice melody going on in the background. Maybe you have the guitar playing or the jazz type percussion, and then they throw in there like just little things that are different. This song seems very how do I put this? Like there was a lot going on in her mind, very bustling. So she's describing here, you know, going on the train. I feel like a commuter. It reminds me a bit of when I used to travel to college, right? I lived outside the city and I had to go into the city every day for class. And it was like, you would see so much, right? In the transportation, walking from like one station to the others, stuff like that. And so she's saying, just like this train, I'm always running behind the time, just like this train, shaking into town with the brakes, complaining. Like she's always on the move, like a hippie. This is like a hippie type of lifestyle. And she's describing, yeah, you know, old man sleeping on his bags, the woman with that teased up kind of hair. So I'm picturing something like I don't know, Cyndi Lauper type of lady looking. Kids with the jitters in their legs, some kid running around, and those wide open stairs. Thin man smoking a fat cigar. It's like I'm getting the picture of what she's witnessing, right? She's leaving a register of what is around in her time, which is something Natalie Merchant did or does still. Watching your hair and clouds and stars. I'm rocking away in a sleeping car. Oh, jealous loving's gonna make me crazy. I can't find my goodness. I lost my heart. Oh, sour grapes, because I lost my heart. See, there's a lot of like she's building up and she's trying to get all of this out. So I think there's a lot going on in this song, right? It's like she's her mind, it's going crazy, right? Things are happening and she's getting exasperated. Okay, next up, Raised on Robbery. This is a bit funky already.
He was sitting in the lounge of the Empire Hotel. He was drinking for diversion. He was thinking for himself. A little money riding on the maple leaves. Along comes a lady in lacy sleeves. She says, let me sit down, you know, drinking alone. It's a shame, it's a shame, it's a crying shame. Look at those jokers through to that damn hockey game. Hey,
just quickly, I have to tell you that this reminds me of, I think it's a song by the Hollies. Long, cool woman in a black dress. That something like that is the name of the song. I think with the effect that's on her voice, like a little bit more amplified, and this is very upbeat. Energetic, a lot of personality on this song. I'm thinking of like the some sort of the old Wild West times, but combined with like blues and rock and roll. It's a song that I could picture being played in a jukebox. And I'm thinking, have I even seen a jukebox in real life? I'm actually not sure. You just never see them these days, right? They are kind of an artifact at this point. But I'm assuming back in 1974 they had jukeboxes, and it sounds like something that would have been played back then. The song even sounds older, like it could go back to the 60s. And yeah, it's just it has a more rock and roll feel to it, very different from the other songs so far. Even like the way she was singing, with like how upbeat this is. So that's why I was thinking in my head, maybe like the Hollies, Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. That kind of vibe is what I'm getting from the song. I like it. I like how it gets you moving. I'm picturing like a room, some people drinking, some people dancing. And in terms of the message, I was raised on robbery, and how she kept describing, this man and this lifestyle that seemed a bit like chaotic, right? And it's like you're a bit like rebellious, and this ditch. Like I'm just picturing like a Bonnie and Clyde type of situation, in a film, and they had this music in the background. All right. Well, Troubled Child and Twisted, I think, are meant to go together. So I will honor the description and do it as such. Here we go.
Up in a sterilized room where they let you be lazy, knowing your attitude's all wrong and you gotta change, and that's not easy. Dragon shining with all values known, dazzling you, keeping you from your own. Where is the lion in you to defy him when you're this weak and this spacey?
See, this is one of the points that I was making. Sometimes she can sing like this easy, and then does her thing, and other times she's singing like this, like I have to get something off of my chest, and that I'm doing a little bit of more theatricals because the song is ending and I have to say it easy, like that back and forth. And the fact that in the lines her voice just changes in pitch a lot. It's like almost like a bird singing, like.
So what are you gonna do about it? You can't live life and you can't leave it. Advice and religion, you can't take it. You can't seem to believe it. The peacock is afraid to parade. You're under the thumb of the maid. You really can't give love in this condition. Still you know how you need it. They open and close you, then they talk like they know you. They don't know you. They're friends and they're forced to drop the child, breaking like the waves at Malibu.
Malibu, California. See, this makes me think of like a detective movies.
Why does it come as such a shock to know you really have no one? Only a river of changing faces looking for an ocean. They trickle through your leaky plans, another dream over the dam. Your right to be human is going over too. Well, some are gonna knock you, and some will try and clock you. You know, it's really hard to talk sense to you. Trump a child, breaking like the waves at
There goes the trumpet.
My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, the way he described it. He said I'd be better dead than live. I didn't listen to his jive. I knew all along that he was all wrong, and I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not, don't know. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head. He said I'd need treatment, but I'm not that easily led. He said I was the type that was most inclined, when out of his sight, to be out of my mind. And he thought I was nuts. No more ifs or ands or buts. They say as a child I appeared a little bit wild with all my crazy ideas, but I knew what was happening. I knew I was a genius. What's so strange when you know that you're a wizard at 3? I knew that this was meant to be. Now I heard little children were supposed to sleep tight. That's why I got into the vodka one night. My parents got frantic, didn't know what to do, but I saw some crazy scenes before I came to. Now, do you think I was crazy? I may have been only 3, but I was swinging. They all laugh at angry young men. They all laugh at Edison and also at Einstein. So why should I feel sorry if they just couldn't understand the idiomatic logic that went on in my head? I had a brain, it was insane. Oh, they used to laugh at me when I refused to ride on all those double-decker buses, all because there was no driver on the top.
What, no driver on the top?
And chick is twisted, crazy, oop shooby, here flip city. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, but I said, dear doctor, I think that it's you instead, because I have got a thing that's unique and new. To prove it, I'll have the last laugh on you, cause instead of one head, I got two. And you know, two heads are better than one.
And so it ends. I was not expecting this for the last song because it's just completely different from what she has been doing. And I would say that yes, it is jazz, but in fact, it sounds like more old school jazz from the 50s or something like that. The way the trumpet was playing, or forgive me, I don't know the exact names of the instruments, but trumpet like instruments. It just sounds very just very much older than 1974, in fact. And these last two songs, troubled child, or troubled child, and twisted, it's like she's talking about herself and how people viewed her when she was younger. Probably had like a complicated childhood, and therefore you get complicated results, right? And it sounds very loopy here at the end, like she's saying, I'm the doctor, the analyst, my therapist, they're all saying I'm crazy. Ha ha ha! I'm not crazy. Ha ha ha! Like that kind of thing. Like you're crazy. Like she's going off the rails a bit, and it's so different from how this started. It just kind of kept going up. I thought, she would have tied it all together. That's normally what you see with albums. There's some sort of like, okay, we start here, then we go on this journey, then we kind of end to go full circle, but not here. I'm gonna say that this is very much different. There's some songs that went well together. I mean, like these two, the last two, or the other, number 4 and number 5, and others had like similar vibes. But every now and then I would hear a song that I was just like, this sounds like Raised on Robbery. Way more energetic. You could dance to it. The others had interesting sound designs. I'm trying to think of like which ones they were. Help Me definitely still sounds like the most commercial one. Like the one that would do well on the charts. And maybe my favorite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Same Situation. I forget which one it is, but there's another one that I enjoyed as well. And even though like most of them were about Court and Spark, like romantic love, the struggles of love, moving around, meeting people, kind of leaving lovers here and there. But the last ones were, I feel like, more about her personal, just about herself and how she's feeling and how she thinks people perceive her. Maybe self-love, that could be it. So we got a bit of variation here. But yeah, it kind of ended on like a funky blues notes, jazz as well. Huh. Okay, it just kind of leaves me puzzled. Leaves me thinking. Like this could be the start of something else, almost like we went like this, and now you're starting like a new idea that you would continue, maybe with the next albums. But yeah, this was great, of course. Joni Mitchell, again, just compared to the Blue album, this feels a lot more open. Like, oh, she's maybe she wants to try different things. She wants to talk about different things, and her state of mind, her mood seems more, uplifting, more upbeat, and I enjoy this. So If you guys have more suggestions for Joni Mitchell, feel free to comment down below. Again, check out my live streams on my main channel, the Patreon, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Hit the like, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.